What up, it's your Timmy's here. Now, now, there's one horror movie that barely no one really talks about, but it became a cult favorite since its initial release. It's a horror film called Deathgasm. Now, this is like I said, this is a horror film not many people know about, but majority of horror fans have actually seen it, and and it's a really fun. Well, looks like there's now potentially works. It's important that Jason Allen, the writer and director behind the 2015 horror hit Deathgasm, is returning for the sequel. The sequel, which will be produced by Raven Banner Entertainment, is set to start shooting in New Zealand next year. Howden, who also wrote and directed Guns Akimbo with Dana Radcliffe and Samara Weaving, which was so awesome if you guys haven't seen that. He had already been in talks with the original cast including Molly Cawthorn, James Blake, and Kimberly Crossman about returning. Deathgasm, which debuted at South by Southwest and went on to win a slew of horror awards, including Palme d'Or at Knoxville Horror Film Festival. School metalheads Brody, played by Cawthorn, and Zach, played by Blake, who form a band called Deathgasm. One day, while delving into some dark magic to escape their mundane lives, the duo unwillingly summon the evil entity called the Blind One. In in the sequel, which promises to be equally gory because the first one is really gory. In the sequel, Brody again turns to black magic to raise his former bandmates from the dead, so he can win Battle of the Bands as well as the hear of his ex girlfriend Medina, played by Crossman. In addition to the sequel, Howden is also co-writing some comic book series as well. So yeah, and now top it off, he was also just announced to direct a film called Monsters of Metal, which is actually based on a horror comic series. So the director has that coming too. I'm definitely actually where they're gonna take this new sequel to. I mean, really cool that we are getting more horror sequels to not two very small horror films. Like we got Terrifier 2 coming out, which I just got my ticket for that. Cannot wait for Terrifier 2. That movie looks so awesome. And of course, there are some other sequels also in the pipeline too. But man, this could be interesting. I mean, it could be terrible. That's always a possibility. But I'm interested to see where they're gonna take the sequel to. I mean, who does not love, rock band horror based film? I mean, we just had that horror film Studio 666, which I thought was really cool. So, I don't, I don't know. This could be interesting to see. Anyway, let me let you guys. What are your thoughts on the Deathgasm sequel coming? Were you even a fan of the first film? Are you even interested in checking out the sequel? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy signing off.